Hey guys, Beat Twice here. Today is Thursday, June 24th. We're going to take a look at Elliott wave theory analysis on SPY and QQQ. Um, Today, the S&P 500 hit all-time highs, and obviously the Nasdaq was ripping and everything. Everything was going full steam ahead. Um, it's been crazy. Obviously, we have had a ton of green days in a row. Since the last pullback. And the last few videos I've had, I've obviously been saying, hey, here's the bull case, here's the bear case of where we could be going. Based on what we saw today, seeing all-time highs and everything, and it definitely put a lot of my nerves at ease with the S&P 500. And what I'm thinking now is, before when I was showing my boy a bear case, and that it was possible that there was a wave four that was going to be somewhere down here. I'm not thinking that's likely anymore. I think our wave four is in, our bottom is in back here, um, based on the strength that we are seeing, and obviously the all-time highs of S&P 500. So SPY wasn't able to cross all-time highs, but because the S&P 500 was, then I can pretty much say, hey, the bottom was in, and there's no way that SPY is going to put in a new low without the S&P 500 putting in a new low. Now, mind you, if my counts are wrong, obviously, then yeah, we still could. But with that being said, I'm going to say that the bottom is in. We've had an impulse up for our wave one, and so now we're actually looking to have a three-wave pullback. So probably going to be a bear trap here. Hopefully the drop is quick, because it'll be a great buy zone. We're going to be dropping somewhere between 421 to 418. I would start metering in around the 421 range if we can see a clear five-wave impulse down. So what we're going to end up seeing is probably a little bit more upside tomorrow. Um, and then hopefully we can see a blow off top as a bear trap, because what we'll see is we'll see a five wave move down. When we get that five wave move down, it shouldn't go too far, but hopefully it'll go down to this 423 range, maybe a little lower. We'll see a three wave move back up for, so this will be an A. We'll see a three wave move back up for a B, and then ultimately from this B we'll see another impulse down. So we'll have to just keep watching this name, and just see this impulse down, because when we get down to these levels, it's going to be a great dip buy spot, because a lot of people are going to think, oh man, we just topped. We're going to be going way lower, when ultimately we're not. We're going to be popping back up, and I think SPY is going to be hitting 440 here in a short period of time. So with that being said, if we can grab calls or shares or whatever it is you do somewhere in this range. Somewhere in the 421 to 418 range. Hell, if we can get down by this trend line, that would be a beautiful gift buy. So we'll keep watching this, but there is definitely a time to buy coming very soon. And I think tomorrow and Monday, we'll get the flush that's going to be taking us down to these levels. So hopefully we'll be able to get in on Monday. All right, let's look at QQQ. All right, so when I was watching this yesterday, I was getting super confused, because I'm like, man, we're just packing on extended waves on extended waves. It was pretty clear that this thing was just marching higher and higher and higher. And the S&P 500, I was still like, man, like the bottom could still fall out. How is this going? Is my count valid? So I took a little bit extra time today after market, just kind of looking this over and saying, okay, exactly what is happening here. I rearranged some of my numbers, went back and checked, looked at the degree of each wave, and just try to make sure it was valid. So what I'm seeing is that we're actually in this blue wave 5 impulse up, which is going to take us pretty high. Basically, what I'm seeing is we had a 5 wave move up to a higher degree 1. Then we have a 2, 3, 4, 5 to take us up to this 1. We pulled back for a 2. Now we're in this 5 wave move up to take us back to a red 1, because obviously we're going to have a 5 wave move up for a red 1. We'll go down for a red 2. We'll pop up for a red 3, red 4, red 5. That will finish off this wave 3, this blue wave 3, and then ultimately we have a blue wave 4 up to this parentheses blue wave 5, which will end up being the finishing wave 5, which could take us into 380s, 400. Time will tell it as we see these impulses pack on. It's all going to matter of how high the impulses go. Obviously, this last impulse up for this wave 1 was pretty big, so we'll see where these go. But I do think we'll see a little bit more upside, because what I'm seeing is that we popped up for a 1, like I talked about yesterday. We pulled back for a 2 because we had the 61.8% retracement. We worked on for our wave 3. I'm thinking that this 350 range was our wave 3. We pulled back today for our 4. I think our 4 bottom is in, but we could go a little bit lower. Depends on when the downside comes. Um, and now we're going to probably go up a little bit higher for our wave 5, and then we're going to, just like the S&P 500, we're going to see our impulse to the downside. I think this impulse to the downside is going to take us somewhere in the 343 range, maybe a little bit lower. It just depends. If we've already topped on QQQ, and this 3 is actually here, and this 4 is here, then sorry about that. Then this 5 would be here, and then that would mean that we don't have any more upside. We'll start the impulse tomorrow, and we'll actually just come down 1, 2, 3. Either way, we're going to be going somewhere in the same range. And just like with S&P 500 or SPY, it's going to be a great dip by spot. We just need to make sure that we see a clear 3 waves down. We need to see a 5. ABC 5. When we see a 5, ABC 5, when we're in that second 5 down, as you start getting lower, you want to start metering in just so you don't miss that bottom. Ultimately, from there, I see us popping back up to this 360 range. So hopefully these counts are right. Hopefully we'll get a great dip by here in between tomorrow and Monday, and we'll be able to get some gains. All right, guys, if you like these videos, go ahead and hit a like and subscribe.